Good day, everyone. My name is David Ellis, and I'm back with Amy Kruzek for a third installment of
Yes.
Entrepreneurial Nightmares Part 3. Amy, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, everybody. Amy Kruzik here. This is exciting, David.
Yeah?
Is this part 3 of 3?
Yes, it's Part 3 of 3 so far.
Okay. Part 3 of 3. I'm so excited that I get to interview you because I get to sit back and you have no idea what questions I'm going to ask either, guys. He has no idea.
Yes, I don't have any idea, but I hope that I have the answers. Go ahead, Amy.
Okay.
Let her in.
So I picked out 3 categories we could talk about today, which is money and financial disasters
Okay.
and partnerships and people problems.
Oh, boy.
And identity and imposter syndrome.
Ah, yes. The bane of everybody.
Okay, ready? Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. When someone realizes that they've been undercharging for years,
Mhm.
what's the smartest first move? Do they raise prices cold turkey or do they ease in?
If you have been undercharging for years, I'm talking to the wellness people out there. Let's say you're a massage therapist and you're still charging $50 an hour to your client, and then you realize, wait, the entire market is charging $100 and I'm charging $50 per client. I am overworked, inundated, and yeah, it's not working for me. The first thing that you need to do is give a rationale as to why it is you're going to be raising your prices. The smartest way to do it is to talk to your clients one on one. Do not send out a mass email. Say, hi, I'm most likely going to be raising my prices. I just wanted you to know, right? But I just want you to know it's not going to take effect right away. We're going to be doing it in a graduation process. All right. And I want my existing clients, I just want you all to know, out of respect. People respect when you try to give them respect, right? You could raise your price cold turkey on new clients. Absolutely. That's the market rate. The market rate is $100 to $150 a massage, right? And then you're like, okay, these are new clients, but your existing clients who you've been charging $50 to, you need to talk to them and tell them what the market rate is. That you're going to be doing it on a graduated process. You don't want to lose them as clients, but you are severely undercharging and you are overworked, and you would like them to know this. Okay. And then you say, if there's anything that I could do to work with you, and if you have financial constraints, I am absolutely willing to do that.
I love that because I just want to put in my little thing here. They do that at the salon that I go to. They put a little thing at the on the little table that says our prices are increasing. They give them like 3 months that says the price is going to increase 10%.
Correct.
So I thought that's really nice because it's right there, it's displayed, and people can read it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you tell someone who just discovered they've been leaking money somewhere they never thought to look?
Yeah. More often than not, that's how people end up speaking to me. Because they leak money, spending money, and throwing money at the wall to solve common business problems, as opposed to utilizing their brain power. So, as an example, software. I know a lot of you are paying subscriptions of software, right? There are other companies that do other plans. Even my company does different kinds of plans, right? You could do the pay as you go plans. You don't have to be paying monthly a flat fee. So let me put it to you this way. To run a successful online business, you're going to need a booking appointment calendar. You're going to need a graphic designer somewhere who's going to design your website, and then they're paying monthly for their website. Some people are still paying monthly for their website, yearly as well. You're going to need some kind of hosting for your videos. You're going to need some kind of autoresponder to send your emails, and they're paying monthly for MailChimp and all of those other autoresponders. And there are other solutions for that. For Mail Poet, drop your MailChimp subscription, drop your Aweber subscriptions, and go research a plugin that fits on a WordPress website called MailPoet. MailPoet will allow you to send those really classy emails from your own control panel. For those of you who don't understand what that means, it means that you don't have to necessarily be paying monthly fees, and that is a way around it. So there is that, because a lot of you don't have huge email lists. I mean, your email list is not in the millions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I have email lists in the tens of thousands, right? Some of you have email lists that are probably a few thousand up till 10,000. And if that is the case, utilize your own control panel to send the plugins. It's free. If you're already paying for hosting, you could set up your SMTP. For those of you who don't know what that means, it's simple mail transfer protocol. You could set that up on your own website. Yes, you can. So people pay a lot of money for that. There are other ways around that. If you need information on that, we give webinars, or just book a consult with me and tell me, these are my plans. The consult is completely free. This is what I'm paying for. How can I save money? Man, I can give you answers in 0 seconds flat.
Yes, you can. Okay.
Mhm.
Next question. When cash flow dries up suddenly, what's the triage order? What do you protect first?
If you are in business and your cash flow dries up suddenly, the first thing you want to protect, more often than not, are your operations. Protect the operations first, because without operations, there is no business. The second thing you want to protect is communication with your clientele. So what shouldn't happen is your cell phone pay the cell phone bill. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure that the communication with clients is always given. Operations are your first. So let's say I am a doctor's office. Not that a doctor's office will ever have cash flow problems, but you want to protect operations. So the ability to service your clientele or your patients or your customers is the first thing. The second thing, obviously, is to preserve communication, whether it be through email, through phone, or whatever such like. Preserve communication with your clients. Let them know what is going on, right? And then the next triage that you want to consider is supporting functions. So supporting functions would be your advertisement channels, your design channels, whether you want to keep the website up, etc., and so on, or find for cheaper solutions. But let's put it this way: in terms of the triaging options, operations would be your first bet. The second bet is preserving communication. Absolutely, because without operations, nothing happens. There's no business. Without communication, there's no new business, right? But the other stuff, in terms of design work and all the other stuff, you can absolutely find other solutions, but you can't supplement operations or communication.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Okay. So, how do you talk to someone who's been mixing personal and business finances and has no idea what's actually happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be like business 101, right? You separate the accounts. You have your personal account, you have your business account.
Yeah.
That makes tracking easy. If everything is in just one place, it becomes very, very messy very, very quickly. Another way of separating the finances is that you have a business card, debit or credit,
Oh, yeah.
and your personal debit or credit card. Clearly, that is a better way. If you're going to be mixing stuff up, then it becomes extremely difficult for you to track things. Okay? Let's say I go to Staples,
Yeah.
right? A popular stationery store. I want to buy some pens, but then, you know, Staples just happens to have a sale on the chocolate at the front desk.
Uh-oh.
You know, yeah, you're gonna just put it on the same business card. What does the chocolate have to do with business? You see,
Yes.
right? And you might be one of those people who, yeah, I can't eat one chocolate. I want the store. So there you are spending $300 on chocolate, and you came in for a stapler that costs $25.95. Okay, you see, this doesn't make any sense. So you got to keep them separate. I would
Yeah.
say keep them separate for your sanity when it comes to doing your accounts after, and I would say also keep it separate because it when you mix stuff up, it does not give you an accurate reflection as to how well your business is doing.
Yeah, that's good. I like that 2 separate cards.
Mhm.
And you can even split the card. You could say, "Okay, I'm putting this on this card and I'm putting my chocolate on this card."
Yeah, that's the problem that most people don't want
They
to do,
don't do
right? The
it.
moral of the story is buy your chocolate at Walmart, buy your stationery at Staples.
Yes, true. That's true. Okay, let's move on to partnerships and people problems.
Oh God.
Yeah, I
Go
know.
ahead.
Okay. When a business partnership starts to crack, what are the signs people almost always ignore? Uh-oh.
If you are in a partnership with someone, people being people, there will be inherently a bit of a schism as to who's going to lead in one area, whatever. The smartest way to conduct a partnership is that somebody leads in their area of expertise and you default to their judgment and you lead in your area of expertise. Amy, you and I have collaborated on a number of events in the past,
Yeah.
right? Your expertise is the
Art.
prettiness of the thing. I don't have any expertise in that.
It's called aesthetics.
So it's called aesthetics, correct. So Amy has massive expertise in aesthetics. Okay, so for those of you who want your stuff to look pretty, you should probably find Amy quickly. She even chose the background that's behind us right now.
Yes, I do.
My expertise is technology and business. Okay, so I generally will handle the tech. She tells me what to do, like a boss, and I make it happen. And that's basically how a good partnership runs. When there are cracks in a partnership, 9 times out of 10, it's because somebody is stepping on somebody else's toes.
Ooh. Is it
Okay,
big? Yeah. Okay.
somebody's stepping on somebody else's toes, or they have not predefined what their roles are in a business.
I was just gonna
And
say.
so I think a lot of the times people tend to assume that they have jurisdiction in a particular area. Okay. The other things, so what are the signs that a partnership cracks? When you're feeling hard done by and people will not speak up immediately when something happens, and it persists and it persists, and then resentment builds.
Yes.
So if you are becoming irritated with your partner, it 9 times out of 10 means that the partnership is beginning to crack, and you need to do the sit down, come to Jesus kind of moment with
Yes.
your partner and say, I'm feeling X, Y, Z, right? And this is how you have that discussion. You say, hi, we need to have a talk. You plan a specific time and then you sit down and you start the talk and you keep it professional. Because here's the other problem that most people have, they're too emotional. Business is not about emotionality a lot of the times. You can express the emotion, but you can't freak out.
Mhm.
Okay? Because freaking out is not productive. And I have seen that many, many
Mhm.
times, even in partnerships of mine. People just freak out, fizzle out, and so on. And people are like, they take offense when you do that.
Mhm.
Okay? Why are you freaking out? This is business. So keep business as business. All right. And try to keep your emotions in check, especially when you're dealing with another grown adult who um, is in some sort of joint venture with you. Okay. So as an example, if it is that I I have a partner who spent $300 on chocolate.
I know.
I have a partner who spent $300 on chocolate and bought a $25 stapler, right? And I'm in charge of the finances. I won't go to the person and say, "What the f? What's your story? Like, what's happening?" That's a freak out moment. You have a sit down and you calmly explain. Personal finances is this. Other finances is that. Okay. What happens when you do that? You mix that up. Is that you mess up the accounts.
Yeah.
So you sit down and you calmly explain the problems, and then you say, "I feel a little bit angry that you did that." What you don't do is start cussing for no good reason. Okay? And that, well, you have a good reason, but you shouldn't start cussing anyway
Yeah.
because it puts people's back up against the wall and it's not productive. And that's extremely bad business practice.
That is. That is. Yeah. It's just he said, she said, or he said, he said. It just
Correct.
becomes, yeah, just becomes, oh, a mess. Okay. Well, from that question, then, what's the conversation you have with the partner when the vision starts to diverge?
The problem with business vision is that it will continually change. Look at little Christy, who's 11 years old with pigtails. She decides that she is starting a lemonade stand with her brother John.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't expect it to go well. Okay, it's like just a regular lemonade stand. Little do they know, the whole neighborhood is now hooked on lemonade. People are coming up with their hands shivering. I need some more lemonade. Okay? So you have a whole bunch of people supporting their stand. Mom and dad are looking at this progression, and mom and dad go buy more lemonades. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the lemonade stand has doubled. Now mom and dad can't get into their driveway because the driveway is being used as storage. Lemonade starts to increase. Okay. People start hearing about the lemonade. Now they need to brand that lemonade. Christy and John lemonade stand. Okay. The rest of the state gets in on this and like, yeah, we want some of that lemonade that you're selling down there. Yeah. So now Christy and John, their vision of having a nice little lemonade stand so they could get money to buy a couple of toys has to change. It has to change because of the success. It has to change because it has grown. Okay. Now mom and dad have quit their jobs because, yeah, child labor is a thing, right? So now Christy and John, the two little 11-year-olds, are supporting the entire family. You see how the vision has changed.
Yeah.
It changed from, I want some toys, I'm now supporting the family and supplying the state.
Yes.
Okay. Now, some big company, I don't know, Mars or one of these people, one of these what is the owners of that
M&M.
particular, yeah, M&Ms and so
M&M
I've
Mars. Yeah.
gotten the idea, yo, all of a sudden we could go into lemonade. They want to buy shares in Christy and John's company. Now these kids are now 12 years old, 13 years old. They don't want toys anymore. They want something else. They want, like, I need the new iPhone 17. So that the interests have changed, right? And so now you have a situation where the vision is changing. Now, obviously, the vision begins to diverge. Maybe Christy still wants Barbies. I don't know what she's doing with Barbies at 13, but
iPad probably she wants.
yes. And John may want to grow the business because John has now thought of taking over the world in terms of lemonade stands, and Christy just wants the new iPad, right? And so as the business begins to grow, the vision is going to change and they're going to diverge slightly because one person is going to want to take over the world in lemonade. They're in now active competition with every lemonade company in the whole world.
Yes.
Okay. And Christy just wants that iPad because her needs are still small, and John sees himself as standing on top of a throne of lemons, dictating his terms to the world, right? And so these are the kinds of things that make visions diverge. In the concept, in the event of a divergence, what usually is a good idea is that people sit down and find a healthy compromise between the two. So John says, Christy, I can't take over the world without you. The throne of lemons must be sought. However, what I am willing to do is buy you Apple, the whole company, if we take over the world. And then you wouldn't have to wait for the new release of the iPad. You're making them now. Okay? So this is basically how things progress.
I like that. Okay, so that goes to this next question, the last one I have for you. How do contracts actually protect you? And what do most people get wrong about them? Because, well, these were young kids, but let's just say I'm going to go in a partnership, but a contract needs to be written up, correct? You don't do handshakes anymore, do you?
No, you don't.
Yeah.
That would be extensively dumb.
Yeah.
There are elements to a contract. It has to be a binding agreement. There has to be a mutual exchange when there's a contract. It has to be made between two or more than two parties. And yes, it has to be based on the concept of freedom. I'm going to go over this again. For a contract to be a contract, it has to be binding. It means it needs to be enforceable. It has to be based on mutual agreement of exchange. It has to be done in the spirit of freedom, meaning the spirit of freedom means that you can't put a gun to somebody's head and say, sign the contract. Right. There's no duress that is allowable, obviously. And it has to be made between two or more parties. Okay? Now, unless all these things are met,
I know.
Unless all these things are met, you are going to have a situation where there's no enforceability to the contract under law. My background is in law, so I'm going to explain something to you guys. The contracts are made to be broken, like promises, okay? There are 1,000 loopholes that you could punch inside of a contract. When you are writing a contract, you need to make sure you listened to the first part of how I answered that question. Make sure that your contract is as airtight as it possibly can be. Make sure that the mutual agreement and understanding is written very, very, very specific. You can't have a contract that is like vague.
No.
And so a lot of people tend to rely on contracts as I feel safe. I got a contract. No, you don't. You don't. You may have a piece of paper. Is it a contract? No. So now there's AI that could write your contracts for you. And I would highly suggest that if you are going to use AI to write your contract, use Anthropic's Claude Sonnet to write it. Okay? Do not use ChatGPT to write your contracts. Please, 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 I'm begging you. Don't use ChatGPT to write a contract. Use Anthropic's Claude Sonnet, and if you, or Opus, it doesn't really matter. And when you are finished writing that contract, look it over with a fine-tooth comb. A contract is only written by AI is only as good as the prompt that you put in it. Yes. Most people are not legally trained, so the 4 elements that are involved in the contract are not inside the contract when ChatGPT writes it, and ChatGPT is smart enough to. I'm sorry. Let me bring that back. Let me rephrase that. ChatGPT is only as smart as the prompt that you put in it. Okay, you have to dial creativity up to 11 for it to put in the elements that you need to make a contract airtight. You have to look it over yourself. And when you are making a contract, could you please sit on it for a couple of days?
Yeah.
Okay. So your original question was something along like how much does it protect you?
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Okay.
because the other part of of making a contract is the jurisdiction that you live in.
Oh yeah.
You need to know the laws of the jurisdiction that you live in.
Yeah.
So when you're putting in your prompt in chat GPT or whatever, the best thing obviously is to let a lawyer do your contract, right? Or somebody who's legally trained do your contract, because they will do their due diligence and look at the law. So as an example, Amy, I make a contract with you,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And in the contract, it's airtight. For the next 6 weeks, I will be supplying you with cocaine. Problem.
Problem. Problem.
Problem. You see the problem immediately. You see the problem. That's a problem. That's a problem for you. That's a problem for me. It's a problem for everybody. Okay? Legally speaking, I can't do that. You need to know the laws of the land that you're working in, right? I'm
And this,
assuming. Go ahead.
well, and the states and the border, because you live in Canada, I'm in the states, so that
That's a
would be
real
different.
problem. Cross
Yeah.
jurisdictional
Yeah.
awareness. So
And yeah.
you need to know the laws of whatever. So when you're putting in your prompt, you need to think of, is this legal in that particular country?
Or
Do
state.
I have the licensure to be able to provide this agreement in this country, right? So these things are very important. So it depends. Contracts give you a certain amount of protection, but the best protection in any business venture or any business transaction is integrity. That is your best
Yeah.
protection. The other person's integrity or not.
Character. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Okay. Wow. That's a good one. Okay. Let's move on to identity and imposter syndrome. First of all, I would like you to define imposter syndrome and add on, is it ever actually useful, or is it always the enemy?
Imposter syndrome is the lack of confidence slash lack of confidence in one's abilities to provide a particular service or a particular set of information to the public, their clients, customers, patients, etc. So, as an example, a lot of people in the wellness space suffer from imposter syndrome, specifically because they know that they went to a weekend course to learn a particular skill set, and then they're not sure whether they can actually provide that skill set. That's why people go to school for years, right? So the reason why doctors don't have imposter syndrome, generally speaking, is because they study for 8 years, as an example. They come out of school and then there's an internship where they have to prove the skills not to others, but to themselves, that I can do this. All right? Because a surgeon with imposter syndrome means that you are definitely dying. Okay?
Yes.
Right? So you need that surgeon to be able to be confident in themselves. I can do this. I've done this before. This is like brushing my teeth. So imposter syndrome usually manifests itself, like, as an example, Amy, you and I always put ourselves on the line. Here we are on this podcast. It's going out to thousands of people, and everybody out there right now can either check me on what it is that I'm saying or not. Is this man full of bullshit, or is he actually knows what he's talking about? I put myself on the line.
Yes.
So you're interviewing me. I'm giving you information, right? And everybody out there who's listening to this broadcast, if you find something wrong with what I'm saying, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Did I give wrong information? This is somebody with imposter syndrome will not show their face in public areas and open their mouth. They won't do it because they're not sure they have it right. Right?
Yes.
They're not sure that they have it right. They lack the experience, and that's basically what it is. So the lack of confidence manifests itself in several ways. So they usually occupy themselves in echo chambers. So an echo chamber is basically where everybody agrees with you because they know less than you. And so, because they know less than you could say whatever you want, and they will think, oh, it's right. They're not going to put themselves out into a public. Like if CNN asked them for an interview, we look, when we were doing podcasts back in the day, Amy, you and myself,
Yeah.
we would invite people to our podcast, and without fail, they would all chicken out. A lot of them would chicken out.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
syndrome means that you are open to public scrutiny at any point in time.
Yeah.
It also means that you have to have the ability to say, I was wrong on this, or I need to be more informed on this particular situation. But somebody with imposter syndrome would never put themselves on the line. That is for sure.
So it can be useful if you can see that, what you just said. Oh, I said something.
It's useful because it keeps a lot of people with wrong information out of the public eye, where they
Yes.
can actually do a lot of damage.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. So then, let's see. When someone's confidence completely collapses mid-business, what do they do first? My confidence just collapsed. I can't do this anymore. What should they do first about that? Should they give up? Be like, I'm done. That would be the emotional part, wouldn't it?
Here's the thing. Confidence is very interesting. If your confidence collapses, it's a result of a number of things. You've made a mistake of some kind. And the nature of business is that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to get up and you're going to dust yourself off and you're going to keep going. Okay. For myself, I lack confidence in certain communities that I operate in. Okay. What you do is you sit down, you reevaluate, and you change direction. Failure of confidence is kind of like basically the same way you would operate with failure. You have two choices: give up, recalibrate, and go another direction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. And then you start again. You start slowly, you take baby steps. When you are low, you go slow, is what a friend of mine said. Okay? You take baby steps and then you start back again. Okay? What you don't do is let your lack of confidence or collapse cause you to fail, because a lot of people generally tend to associate failure and the corresponding lack of confidence with something personal to themselves. No, you will make mistakes. You absolutely will make mistakes. Okay? I made a mistake with my laundry this morning. You think I'm going to give up wearing clothes? No, I'm going to start again, and I'm going to try to fix the problem. That's what I'm going to do. And so I think a lot of business people tend to become overwhelmed when their confidence collapses. You got to just go slow, recalibrate, have a moment to reflect, take a weekend off, have a moment to reflect, see where the mistake was made, see how it developed, see where your lack of awareness led to the mistake or whatever the case may be. And then you build your confidence by going very slow, one step at a time, until you could run again.
I love that. That seems very simple.
Yep.
Get up and dust yourself off.
It's my father used to say, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up that matters.
Ah, I love that. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up that really matters.
Yeah. Okay, so then that kind of goes into this question about if you get publicly called out or criticized. Again, this is where your confidence can fall. So what's the right way to handle it without either crumbling or overcorrecting? People can overcorrect too.
The internet, the World Wide Web, is a nasty, murky place a lot of
Yeah.
the time. People, listen, you're never going to be liked by 100% of the people. Anything that I try to do, I have met resistance on. In the wellness spaces, people don't like me because who am I to be doing podcasts? There are people like that out there. They're evil in mind. They try to tear you down. That's how
Hmm.
it is in this life. You are not going to escape this if you are in business. People are going to look at you and look at your business. Look at little Christy with the pigtails and
Yeah.
John with his little lemonade stand. People are going to be hating on the lemonade. Oh, it's not sweet enough. It's not this enough. It's not whatever enough. And you know what? Christy and John are going to tell them, shove it. We're continuing with our lemonade business. Haters are going to hate. And I
Yes.
want to tell you, people who are experiencing this thing out there, this phenomenon where people are trying to tear down your business, people are trying to make you feel like you shouldn't be doing your business or whatever the case may be, right? They hate. I wanted to just. They hate us because they ain't us.
Ah,
That's why. And you
yeah.
guys gotta just say, you know what? Um, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and nobody's going to stop me. And that is basically how you deal with haters and people trying to tear you down. Keep going forward. Don't stop,
Yeah.
because the point of them trying to tear you down is to make you stop.
Yeah.
And that is not just in business, that is in normal life.
Yeah.
Okay? People will see you on a podcast and think, who the hell does he think he is? Who the hell does she think she is? Who the hell do they think they are? Right?
Yes.
And my our answers is always going to be the same. You hate us because you ain't us.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Okay, so what was the other one? Okay, so this is a different topic of pivoting the business. So when do you cut an offer that isn't working versus giving it more time? So I have an offer. I'm
Mhm.
offering this $49. You know, come to my workshop, right?
Mhm.
And then maybe it's not working. Should I give it more time? Should I
Mm.
wait and see?
Um,
Is it too late?
Awareness of the market that you're operating in is important when creating price points.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is any marketing campaign, you have to split test, because maybe it's not the offer that's not working the way you worded the offer. All
Ah.
right. I'll give you an example of what I mean. WestJet has a pricing tier for their airline tickets. It's a new pricing tier. You remember when it used to be economy flex, and then you had first class and then business class?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
came out with a new tier, and I want you to hear the name of the new tier:
What?
Ultra Basic.
Ultra basic. Oh, where am I sitting in this ultra basic? Am I sitting with the flight attendants?
Oh, oh,
Ultra basic.
you might be sitting on a wheel, right?
I know. The bathroom? Is that my seat?
Listen, Ultra Basic. When you are making your offers, I see a number of people calling programs that they have out there a number of weird names. Okay, we were talking about one yesterday. Like, listen to me, guys. Sometimes it's in the wording of your offer. It has nothing to do with the price point. It's like, yo, it's all
Yeah.
right. I can do without something called, I don't know, the diarrhea personality or something. I can
and
do without it. It's good. Like
and
like
it's the
when
market, the way they market it. The way they market it. You could have a price, but it's the way you see it. It's like, what?
or you want to call a program STD, spiritual transmission. Um, uh,
Download. Download.
spir-
Spiritual. didn't download.
Look, I don't get it. Why do people come up with these? And then you're looking at it and be like, oh, I should totally take
No.
the STD program. No, no. Spiritual transcendence division or something. It's just in your wording. So it may not be the price point. So you have to be aware of what it is that's working. So I would suggest you split test things to see what works and what does not work for your audience. That's the first thing before you give up on the offer, right? So you have different kinds of advertising streams
Oh, I see. Split test. So you have two different marketing.
running concurrently, right? And then if both of them are not working, then it's probably the price. And then you either drop the price or you raise the price because on some occasions they say, oh, so you're going to clean my spiritual bowels? You might want to clean my spiritual bowels for like $49. That seems really cheap. I'm not going to take that price. Okay? It's kind of like a tattoo artist. Come and let me do your tattoos for $5.
Oh,
Suspect.
yeah.
Suspect.
Yeah.
Or a surgeon saying, yeah. I will do your brain surgery for $5. Not a problem. Yeah, no.
No.
Something is definitely wrong. You need a kidney transplant. I'll do it for like $10.95. No, don't, you know.
Okay, now let's shift it a minute to what happens when the market shifts and what you
Okay.
build is no longer relevant as it was. This
Yeah.
is happening. I think this is happening now. How do you know when you're not relevant?
You know what the audience will tell you.
Yes.
If somebody comes to your business, like we said in Entrepreneurial Nightmares 1, and lies down on a table and they don't know the routine. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna take off my shirt, take off my clothes, get on the bed and roll over and so on. It's usually a sign that you're stagnating. Okay?
Mm.
You become irrelevant in the market when you're not paying attention to the market of what's happening. So a lot of graphic designers, as an example, have not gotten the memo that AI could do a lot of graphic designs for
Yes.
people at dirt cheap prices. So if I was an AI graphic designer, what I would do is understand AI and work with it. What I would not be doing is buying more easels and I don't know, painting stuff. Now I understand exactly what the resistance to this comment is going to be. I'm probably
Yeah.
going to have people cursing me in the comments. Yeah, it stifles creativity. AI is bad for that. Okay,
Mm.
I understand everything that you guys are going to say, and then I'm going to say something like, I'm a customer. I could either pay you $340 something for a logo design, or I could go to an AI and get about 1 million of them for $3.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of them is going to work. It's a matter of, you think I'm going to say, well, I must support my local graphic designer, so I'm going to pay the $347 and I'm not going to pay the $3. No, no, I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that. It is not in my self-interest. So whereas you want to bash people for they not supporting their local designers and so on, you have to be realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, but what happens? What happens when you're not relevant anymore? Where
When
do
you're
you
not
pivot? I want to know what can you do to pivot that?
when you're not relevant anymore, you take the skill set that you are not relevant in
Yeah.
and you apply it differently. I'm a graphic designer. Um, I'm not relevant anymore in the AI in the world of AI. I learn AI graphic design.
Yeah, that's what
And that makes me a better graphic designer than I was before.
it's almost like being a little stubborn.
No, they can be stubborn. I mean, there's a lot of professions that are being stubborn right now, and they don't understand the power of AI as an example. Somebody could jump on AI and make you irrelevant in 0 seconds flat.
I know. Ow. Wow, this was a good thing today. Good,
Yes.
good little nightmare. No, everybody's gonna. It's a good nightmare. That's funny. Um, okay, so any last thoughts of what we talked about? You could just sum it up. What are 5 bullet points you can give people?
Don't be stubborn. In reverse order, don't be stubborn.
Yeah.
Split test your marketing.
Yeah. 2.
Okay. When you're writing a contract, do not use ChatGPT, and look over your contracts and make sure the 4 elements of the contract are being covered, right?
Mhm.
That's 3. When you are deciding that you are an imposter, please take stock of whether or not you have the experience. First of all, experience comes from putting yourself out there and on the line.
Yep. Yep.
Right. And the 5th one is, if you want further advice, consult myself and Amy. We're not that difficult to find. I am at info@onexa.com. If you want to reduce your cost, you get a free 15-minute consult with me, and I can make sure and I can guarantee you at 100% that I can reduce your costs within 15 minutes.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Because I
my name
think
is not David Ellis. That would be the lack of imposter syndrome.
that would be
Right?
fact check. Fact check, David.
Yes, you can fact check me. I have no problem. You got 15 minutes, and 7.5, I will absolutely
Yeah.
listen to you. And the next 7.5, I could give you solutions that will lower your costs.
Because I think you have a software that writes contracts, by the way.
Yes, I do have a software that actually writes contracts properly based on the jurisdiction that you're in. So if you're interested in that, we have software for that as well.
Yes. Well, this was great, everybody.
All right, guys, if you want to get in touch with us, info@onexa.com, or you could check us out at onexa.com. Or you could see it on screen. Our shop is shop.onexa.com. Thank you guys for being here.
Take care. Bye. Hi, everybody. This is Amy Kruzik. I am a certified hypnotherapist from the International Association of Counselors in Therapy and the Professional Board of Hypnotherapy here in Canada. I am here to announce the opening of our new Unified Health Systems online store, where you will find professional courses and done-for-you products at reasonable prices in the market. Check them out at shop.unifiedhealthsystems.com. Bye, everybody. See you there.